This video is for class 9 physics, and in this video we are discussing about convenient rays for the construction of image by a ray diagram. Although you have already done this in class 8, this will be a small revision for you all. So although from each point of an object infinite number of rays travel in all the directions, but to find the position and the nature of the image formed due to the reflection from a spherical mirror by drawing, we need to consider at least two rays incident on the mirror from the same point of the object. Any two of the following rays are taken as the convenient incident rays, right? The first one, a ray passing through the center of curvature. Next one, a ray parallel to the principal axis. Number 3, a ray passing through the focus. And number 4, a ray incident at the pole. So first one, a ray passing through the center of curvature. Let us go through the figure. Any ray, if it passes through the center of curvature, for example this is the incident ray passing through the center of curvature, always strikes the mirror at an angle of 90 degree. So the angle of incidence is 0, therefore the angle of reflection should also be 0. Therefore any ray passing through the center of curvature will bounce back following the same path. This is for the concave mirror. Now for the convex mirror, any ray, this is the incident ray, the black one, any ray trying to pass through the center of curvature, right, after reflection follows the same path of the light. So any ray passing through or directed towards the center of curvature of a spherical mirror is reflected back along its own path. So this was the first rule, right? Now the second one, a ray parallel to the principal axis. Okay, any ray parallel to the principal axis after reflection should pass through the focus. Let's see. So a ray incident parallel to the principal axis after reflection from a spherical mirror either passes or appears to be coming from the focus. So to understand that, here we have the diagram. So the first one, for the concave mirror, any ray parallel to the principal axis after reflection should pass through the focus always, right? And any ray parallel to the principal axis in case of convex mirror will appear to come from the focus, this red ray, right? So I hope you have understood the second convenient ray also. Let us go to the third one. The third one reads as a ray passing through the focus. It is just opposite of the previous one. A ray either incident from the focus or converging at the focus after reflection from a spherical mirror becomes parallel to the principal axis. Here the diagram will explain that. So here you can see any ray passing through the focus, right, after reflection becomes parallel to the principal axis. Here in case of convex mirror, any ray appearing to pass through the focus, right, after reflection becomes parallel to the principal axis, right. So these were the three convenient rays. There is the fourth one also, which is seldom used, a ray incident at the pole. A ray incident at the pole. For a ray incident at the pole of a spherical mirror, the reflected ray is at an angle of reflection equal to the angle of incidence with the principal axis as the normal. So here is the diagram. So this is simple laws of reflection. So any ray incident on the pole, right, should be reflected such a way that the angle of incidence made between the principal axis and the incident ray should be equal to the angle of reflection here for the reflected ray and the principal axis, where principal axis is acting as a normal. And in case of convex mirror, any ray striking the pole, right, will get reflected such a way that the angle of incidence between the incident ray and the principal axis should be equal to the angle of reflection, right, between the reflected ray and the principal axis. So here these were the 4 convenient rays, right, which we shall be using to draw the ray diagrams, for different cases, both for convex mirror and concave mirror. Ray diagrams for formation of images in a concave mirror. We shall now find the position, size and nature of the image by drawing the ray diagrams for a small linear object placed on the principal axis for a concave mirror at different positions. All different positions possible, right. So case 1, when the object is at infinity. So when the object such as sun is at infinity, the rays of light reaching the concave mirror, even for different points of the object, suspended nearly the same angle at each point of the mirror, so they can be treated to be parallel to each other, right. So the rays coming from the object at infinity should be parallel, right, parallel rays. So let us go to the diagram part now. So here you can see the diagram. When the object is at infinity, right, we have taken 2 rays which are parallel to the principal axis, such that when they reflect, they are passing through the focus. So as you all know, when the rays actually meet, right, they form a real image. So the first nature of the image will be real. Now the second one is inverted, because all real images are inverted, right, and it is diminished because, as you can see, the object size is quite large enough compared to the image size, so it is highly diminished to a point, and where it is formed at the focus. So let us learn how to draw this particular diagram. So let us begin. I am taking a ruler and a sharp pencil, right, and I am trying to draw one line with the help of ruler and pencil, right. So I draw a line of any length, right. So then on which this will be acting as my principal axis, on which I need to draw one shape of a concave mirror, right, concave mirror. So I am taking the help of a protractor to draw, right. It is not necessary you need to have a protractor, but still you can draw, so that you will get a proper concave shape, right. So this is the shaded part, the silvering part of the mirror, okay, opaque part. So my system is ready now, my structure is ready. So I need to put the pole, right, then I will measure some distance from the pole. This is very important, right. So I am taking around 5 centimeter, right, from the pole, right, so that I can mark my focus. So I took focus at 5 centimeter mark, and I need to take the center of curvature at 10 centimeter mark from the pole, or again 5 centimeter mark from the from the focus. So here is my center of curvature and focus ready. Now to draw the diagram, this is the case for the object at infinity. So the rays will be parallel to the principal axis, right, the rays are parallel to the principal axis, the first one. Please do not forget to put the arrow denotes the incident ray and the reflected ray, right. So that is very important when you draw the diagram. So I am drawing this reflected ray also, which should pass through the focus. So here is my reflected ray, I need to put one arrow, right. So again at least I need 2 rays, so I am taking one ray from below the principal axis, right, and this will be my second incident ray from the object. The object is not shown because it is at infinity. Again I need to draw one reflected ray. The reflected ray should pass through the focus. So the reflected ray should pass through the focus. So here is my complete diagram, right, for the object at infinity. Now as you can see, the incident ray, this is the incident ray, this is also the another incident ray, okay, and we have the reflected rays. They all these reflected rays are meeting at the focus, right. So therefore the image will be real, right. These are the nature of the images formed. Next thing is that if it is real, then you need to write these 4 things, okay. Number 2, it should be inverted, right. And at last, not at last, okay, number 3, point number 3 is if it is very small in size, right. Here as you can see, it's very small in size, I need to write diminished, right. And at last now I need to write the position will be the focus, right, at focus, it is formed at focus, right, it is formed at focus. So this is all for the first case, right, for the rays which are parallel to the principal axis, but there might be a case where the rays might not be parallel to the principal axis. Let us see that case as well. Now there is a case 2 when the object is at a far distance, not at infinity but at a far distance. So consider 2 rays, here see this part I shall draw and explain, right. So from the far distance also the rays should be parallel to each other. So when the object is at far distance, right, when the object is at far distance, the rays needs to be parallel to each other like this. Here the rays need to be parallel to each other, and but it is not necessary that it needs to be parallel to the principal axis. This is not parallel to the principal axis. So in this case we can take any random 2 rays, okay, such that it strikes the mirror and follows the laws of reflection. Here the angle of incidence should be equal to the angle of reflection, right, or I can say the angle of reflection should be equal to the angle of incidence, right, in both the cases, because you are taking 2 rays, and whenever they are meeting, they are meeting at one point known as focal plane, just below the focus. It is meeting at a plane known as focal plane, meeting at focal plane, okay, it is meeting at focal plane. So I hope this diagram is clear, right. This is not so hard, we can take any 2 rays, random rays, and they will follow the laws of reflection. Here we are not using any convenient rays, right. So I hope you can do this diagram, and the nature of the images formed will be as the rays are actually meeting, so therefore it should be real. First thing, if it is real, it should be inverted. The third thing, you should see whether it is bigger or smaller. It is small, so we can write highly diminished, right, and where it is formed at focal plane, it is formed at focal plane. So this is all for the second case, right, this is all for the second case. Now let us go to the third case, right. So going to the third case, when the object is beyond the center of curvature, that means behind the center of curvature, right, when the object is behind the center of curvature. Let us understand the diagram and then know its nature formed, and at last we can learn how to draw it also. So here is our diagram, right, and this diagram is using the convenient rays. So here you can see a linear object is taken, a line with an arrow, right, and I need to start the rays with the tip of the object, okay. So first ray, I am taking the first convenient ray as a ray which is parallel to the principal axis. As you all know, when it strikes the mirror, after reflection it needs to pass through the focus. The second one which we have taken is a ray which passes through the center of curvature. After reflection will follow the same path, right. So as you can see, the reflected rays are meeting here, hence the image should be created at the point where the rays are meeting. Thus we get one image of the object AB. So here A1 B1 is the image of the object AB. So here you can see, since the rays are actually meeting, right, so the nature of the image is real, first thing, right. The second thing, if it is real, it should be inverted, and as you can see, the size of the object is bigger than the size of the image, hence the image is smaller, right. So it is diminished, right, it is diminished. And the last one, where it is formed between the center of curvature and the focus, or between the focus and the center of curvature, right. Now let us try to understand how to draw this particular diagram. So let us try to learn how to draw the diagram. So again, drawing a straight line of any length, right. Then beforehand I am putting the pole and the focus and the center of curvature. Like before, I have taken 5 centimeters, so this will act as my focus, right. And then again 5 centimeters, so this will act as my center of curvature. This shall act as my center of curvature. Now the starting point shall be the pole. So before putting the pole, I am trying to make the concave shape, right, with the help of a protector like before. So then the shading part, right, putting the silvering part of the mirror, the opaque part. So it is taking some time, so I think from the next video I will just make the pole and the mirror ready. Okay, so this will act as my structure for the beginning. For every figure for concave mirror I am supposed to do this. Next thing, I am supposed to put the object beyond the center of curvature, that is behind the center of curvature. So this will act as my object. Now I need to draw one ray which is parallel to the principal axis. Here this will act as my incident ray, which is parallel to the principal axis, and the other ray should pass through the focus, So the other ray is passing through the focus, so this will act as my reflected ray, right. This will act as my reflected ray. So hence I got my reflected ray back. So now the second incident ray is passing through the center of curvature. The second incident ray is passing through the center of curvature, right, and thus it should get reflected back along the same path, right. So since the rays are meeting at this point, right, so I am drawing one image, right. So here my image is ready. So as you can see, the size of the object, this is my object AB, right, and this shall be my image A dash B dash, right. So to write the nature of the image is formed, okay, as the rays are actually meeting. Here you can see after reflection they are meeting, right. So I can write the first point, that is the nature of the image, okay, nature of the image. So nature of the image will be number 1, I am writing it here, it is real because the rays are actually meeting. Number 2, it is inverted, right. Number 3, there is no space, so I am writing it here. Number 3, it is diminished, right. In point number 3 we are supposed to write about the size, so it is diminished. And the last one, point number 4, I hope you can see, point number 4 is formed, okay, it is position, right. The position is formed between, sorry, BET, formed between focus and center of curvature. So this was for the third case, right. So let us go to the fourth one. So coming to the fourth case, where the object is at the center of curvature, okay, here you must be observing that the object is coming closer to the mirror now, right. So when the object is kept at the center of curvature, let us see what happens, right. So here is the figure for that. When the object is kept at the center of curvature, this is the object AV here. Again I need to use the convenient rays. The first ray which I am using is again the same thing like before, any ray parallel to the principal axis after reflection should pass through the focus, the first one. And second one I am using, since it is at the center of curvature, so I cannot take the ray from the center of curvature, so I am taking the other case where the ray passing through the focus after reflection, right, becomes parallel to the principal axis. So again the rays are actually meeting, so the nature of the image should be real. As you can see, it is inverted, it is of same size, right, it is of same size, okay, and it is formed at the center of curvature only. So here are the nature of image is formed, it is formed at the center of curvature only, it is real, inverted, and the size is also same. Now let us try to understand how to draw this particular figure. So here my structure is ready, right. So I am marking the focus and the center of curvature, focus at 5 centimeter from the pole and the center of curvature again at 5 centimeter from the focus. So here shall be my center of curvature, right, and I am drawing the object of 2 centimeter and I am drawing the image at the same time only, right. This will like actually eradicate any mistakes which I create during the drawing. So in this case what I have done is I have already drawn the image, right, so that I will not do any mistake. So remember I did not mark the focus also, okay, so I did not mark the focus also. So first ray parallel to the principal axis after reflection should pass through the focus, right, and the second ray, any ray coming from the focus, right, should be parallel to the principal axis. So here is my second ray, okay, second incident ray in fact, and it becomes parallel to the principal axis. So it becomes parallel to the principal axis. So this is my diagram ready. Now let us discuss about its nature, right, nature of the image is formed. So I hope you understood the trick of drawing this particular diagram. The image was already made beforehand, okay, so that I will get no mistakes in drawing the diagram, because sometimes this line might not be parallel to the principal axis while you are drawing exactly parallel, okay. In that case what happens, your focus, wherever you put the focus, your focus either will come in front of this meeting place or at the back of the meeting place. So again you have to draw and redo it. So better to draw the image first in this case, right. So again the nature of the image is, as you can see, number 1 will be real, number 2 shall be inverted, number 3 about the size, same size, and the last one which is our position at the center of curvature. So I am writing at C. So I hope this is clear, right, I hope this is clear. Now let us go to the next case. So coming to case 5, when object is between the center of curvature and the focus, when the object is kept between the center of curvature and the focus, this case is just opposite of the case number 3 here, right, this diagram. Here the image is found between the center of curvature and the focus, but now we are putting the object between the center of curvature and the focus. Now we have the diagram for this here in our book, right, and to discuss the diagram we have kept the object, okay, between the center of curvature and the focus, right. And what happens, a ray is parallel to the principal axis like before, after reflection passes through the focus, right, and any ray passing through the focus becomes parallel to the principal axis. So these rays are meeting at this point, right. So they are actually meeting, hence the first nature will be real. If it is real, it should be inverted. Now as you can see, the size of the object, right, this object is smaller, that means this particular image is bigger, therefore we write magnified for the word bigger, right. So the nature of the image is real, inverted and magnified. Then when it is formed beyond the center of curvature, that means at the back of the center of curvature. So in our case 3, when we keep the object beyond the center of curvature, when we are keeping the object here, you remember the image was formed between the center of curvature and the focus, but this particular case is just opposite of that case. Okay, so let us see how to draw this particular diagram. So my initial structure is ready with the center of curvature, focus and pole each separated by 5 centimeter like before. So I am trying to put one object, right, between the center of curvature and the focus. So again I am taking 2 centimeter, right. So this will act as my object, and the first rule, right, any ray parallel to the principal axis, okay, after reflection should pass through the focus. So for this again I am not drawing the image, okay, I am just following the conventional method, right. So I shall draw one reflected ray from the point of incidence passing through the focus, thus I got my reflected ray also. I have to extend it, as I know it needs to meet beyond the center of curvature, at the back of the center of curvature, therefore I have extended my reflected ray. Now taking the next incident ray, which is passing from the focus, right, and then it should become parallel to the principal axis after reflection. So this is the incident ray, right, I need to put one arrow, then it should be parallel to the principal axis. So this is my reflected ray which I am about to draw. Okay, then this is my reflected ray, okay, which is parallel to the principal axis. Now as you can see, these two rays are meeting at the back of the center of curvature. Okay, remember this is the center of curvature, right. I have just put C here, but this is the center of curvature. So this is the center of curvature. So this is the complete diagram. Okay, so again you can see the nature of the image is formed. Okay, this is quite easy to see here. First thing, it should be real. Next it should be inverted, and I hope you know the reasons why now. Number 3, it is like magnified, is bigger, and the last one here you can see where it is formed beyond center of curvature. So these are the nature of the images formed and the position as well. So this all for case number 5, right. So we can go to the next case, which is case number 6. Now coming to the 6th case, where the object is at focus. Remember, when the object was at infinity, the image was formed at focus. Now when the object is at focus, the image should be formed at infinity. Okay, so let's see the diagram. Here you can see the diagram. The object is kept on the focus, again using the first convenient ray, which is a ray parallel to the principal axis. After reflection must pass through the focus, right, and the other ray which is taken here is incident in such a way that, okay, it gets reflected along the center of curvature. So these two rays are parallel and they will not meet, and if they meet, they are supposed to meet at infinity, right. So now looking at this particular image, so the nature of the image will be like real, because they assume to meet at infinity, right, they meet at infinity, parallel rays meet at infinity. If it is real, it should be inverted, and it is highly magnified. Since it is meeting at infinity, is highly magnified, and it is formed at infinity, right, it is just opposite of the first case. So let us see how to draw the diagram. So again, for the convenience, I have already drawn the structure. So I am keeping the object at the focus. So the object is at the focus now. Okay, now using the first convenient ray, which is parallel to the principal axis. Okay, so this ray is parallel to the principal axis. So after reflection, it needs to pass through the focus. In this case also, I haven't drawn the image, right, because the image is formed at infinity and we don't see things at infinity. So now this is my reflected ray passing through the focus. Okay, and I need to take this next incident ray as well. Okay, so that needs to pass through the center of curvature. So taking this ray passing through the center of curvature. So here is my incident ray as well as the reflected ray. So this is my complete diagram. Okay, as you can see, the rays appear to meet at infinity, right? So they will meet at infinity, not appear, sorry, they will meet at infinity. So the first one should be real. Number 2, point number 2, it is inverted. If it is real, it is inverted. And point number 3, where it is formed, oh sorry, point number size is magnified. Okay, magnified. And the last one, number 4, which is position at infinity, right, formed at infinity. So this was all for the 6th case. Now we are going to the 7th and the last case for concave mirror. The last case for concave mirror is when the object is between the focus and the pole. The object is between the focus and the pole. So here we are having the diagram. Okay, the object here you can see it is kept between the focus and the pole. Using the first convenient ray, any ray parallel to the principal axis after reflection should pass through the focus, right? And like in the previous case, any ray passing through the center of curvature must follow the same path. So I am drawing this ray. But now what happens is the rays are diverging, that means they are going away from each other, thus they will never meet, right, not even at infinity. So in fact at infinity they will be very wide apart, right. So when we produce this particular rays back, they appear to come from this particular point, right. So whenever the rays appear to meet, they create a virtual image, they create a virtual image, right. Thus we have image A1 B1. If it is virtual, it needs to be erect, right, it needs to be erect or upright Okay. Now since it is bigger than the object, so it should be magnified, right, and at last it is formed behind the mirror. Sorry, and at last it is formed behind the mirror. So I hope you have understood this. Okay, and we can go to the diagram part now. So the structure is ready. Then I shall place the object between the focus and the center of between the focus and the pole, right. So if I draw a smaller object, it will be better actually. Okay, otherwise the rays need to go at the back, right. So sometimes the paper will not be enough. So in your case, try to take a smaller object. Okay, that will be helpful. This is my first ray parallel to the principal axis, and after reflection, as you all know now, it should pass through the focus. Always this ray was taken, right. So the first ray is complete. Now the second ray again passing through the center of curvature, right, and the reflected and the incident ray will follow the same path. So here is my incident ray as well as the reflected ray. So these two rays are diverging, therefore they will never meet, right. So I need to produce them backwards. Now we will see what will be the problem if I have taken a bigger object. Okay, please was this the problem which you will be facing when you are taking a bigger object. So here I am producing the rays backward. Okay, I am producing the rays backward. So as you can see, I am not being able to join them at the back. Okay, So I need to produce them backwards, right. So the rays are still going back, the dotted lines. Remember, any ray behind the mirror should be dotted, okay, right. Now it is going out of the focus. I think I am supposed to move my paper also, right, so that it can come in the focus of the camera. Okay, let's see, still not meeting, right. I think I need to move the paper now. Okay, fine. So finally it meets, okay, finally it meets here, and I need to extend my principal axis also now. So I have extended the principal axis, thus finally I am getting my image, right. Finally I am getting my image, which is virtual, erect, magnified and formed behind the mirror. So here is my final image, right. So I hope you have understood, and I think you can write the nature of the images formed also, which was discussed earlier with the figure from your book, okay. So now please practice these diagrams for concave mirrors. Okay, now let us go back to the book. So here is a small note for the last case. So in case as the object AB moves towards the pole, right. So the image A1 B1 formed behind the mirror also shifts towards the pole. So this means, right, if this object, right, is going towards the mirror, the image also shifts towards the pole, right. I hope you have you are understanding this. Now also shifts towards the pole, and its size keeps on decreasing, but it remains bigger than the object AB. Finally, when the object AB comes very close to the pole of the mirror, virtually at the pole, right, the virtual image will be at the pole and it is of size same as that of the object. This is only for the last case. Now the inference of whatever things we have studied for concave mirror, right. Inference: in case of a concave mirror, the image formed can be real as well as virtual, right, which you have seen in the last case it was virtual. It can be diminished, of the same size, as well as magnified. The nature and the size of images depends upon the position of the object. For the object situated beyond the focus, at the back of the focus, the image is always real and inverted, whereas for the object situated between the focus and the pole, the image is always upright and virtual. The image is diminished when the object is beyond the center of curvature, but it becomes magnified as the object comes within the center of curvature. The image is of size of the object when the object is at the center of curvature. The table below gives the position, size and nature of the images formed by the concave mirror. Let us go to that table here. Here is the table. This is the summary of whatever we have done. Okay, you don't have to learn this by heart, but you need to know the diagrams. So case 1, when it was at infinity, position of the image was at focus, size of the image is diminished at a point, nature of the image is real and inverted. Point number 2, at a very far distance, and that means it is formed at the focal plane, it was highly diminished, it was real and inverted. Beyond the center of curvature, it was formed between the center of curvature and the focus, it was diminished, real and inverted. Number 4, at the center of curvature, the image was also formed at the center of curvature and it was of same size and it was real and inverted. The 5th case, between the center of curvature and the focus, it was formed beyond the center of curvature, it was magnified, it was real and inverted. The 6th case, at focus, it was formed at infinity, it was highly diminished and it is highly magnified and it is real and inverted. Last case, between the focus and the pole, it was formed behind the mirror, it was magnified and it was virtual and upright. Now a ray diagram for the formation of image in a convex mirror. Okay, so there is only one diagram for the convex mirror here. If you keep the object anywhere in front of the convex mirror except at infinity, when you keep at infinity it is formed at focus, okay, but anywhere anywhere on the principal axis in front of the mirror, the image formed is always between the pole and the focus, and the size of the image is always diminished, always smaller, remember, and it is always formed between the pole and the focus. As it is discussed, it is always virtual and erect. So here the object is kept on the principal axis in front of the convex mirror. So using the culminant ray, any ray parallel to the principal axis, right, after reflection appears to come from the focus, thus this is my reflected ray. Now any ray trying to pass through the center of curvature shall reflect along the same path, thus I am getting the second ray also. So when these two rays, this reflected ray and this reflected ray, produce backwards, they are meeting at this point, thus we can create one image here which is virtual, upright, diminished, okay, and formed between the pole and the focus. Now both the mirrors can form virtual image, right, that is concave and convex, but the convex mirror is forming a diminished virtual image, whereas the concave mirror is forming a magnified virtual image. Okay, so let us learn how to draw this particular diagram. So I have my principal axis ready, right, I have put a dot to represent a pole, right, and through that pole I am trying to draw one convex mirror with the help of a protractor, right. So this will act as my convex mirror. Now again the shaded part, okay, so here is the silvered part of the convex mirror. Now the rays should come from the left hand side, always keep your rays on the left hand side, okay, because since we are not doing the sign convention, but while doing sign convention it is very important, right, the rays need to come from the left hand side and the mirror needs to be kept on the right hand side. Okay, so this is my object placed on the principal axis, okay, and the rays are coming from the left hand side to the right hand side, okay, the incident rays. So it strikes the mirror, okay, and this ray needs to have a reflected ray which appears to come from the focus, right, Now as you can see, I am trying to draw one reflected ray coming from the focus, and it needs to be a dotted line because it is behind the mirror, right, So this will be my reflected ray, okay. Then I need to have the another ray which should pass through the center of curvature. So this is acting as my center of curvature. So keeping the ruler at the center of curvature and the tip of the object, right, then I am drawing some dotted lines, okay, and then a straight line, okay, which should touch the tip of the object. So this will act as my ray of incident and the reflected ray. Thus the rays are meeting at one point where I am drawing the image formed. So this will act as my image. So here is my complete diagram, right, where you can see one image is formed. So trying to write the nature, it is virtual because it is formed when the rays appear to meet, they are not actually meeting. Number 2, it is upright, right. Number 3, it is diminished, and number 4, it is formed between pole and focus, right, formed between pole and focus. So I hope you have understood this particular ray diagrams. Let us go back to the book. So here is a small note for the convex mirror as well. So when the object is in front of the convex mirror is at a distance equal to the focal length of the mirror, that means you are keeping the object at the distance of focus, okay, on the other side, right. So that is the focal length. Suppose the focal length was 5 centimeter and keeping the object at 5 centimeter only in front of the mirror, then the image is exactly at the midpoint between the pole and the focus behind the mirror. Now inference, in a convex mirror the image formed is always virtual, upright and diminished, no real images, right? It is always situated behind the mirror between the pole and the focus, irrespective of the distance of the object in front of the mirror. As the object becomes closer to the mirror from a far distance, its image shifts from focus towards the pole and increases its size, but still the size will be smaller than the object. So here is the table, okay, the summary. Position of the object at infinity, position of the image will be at focus, size of the image is diminished at a point, nature of the image will be virtual and upright. And point number 2, when the object is kept anywhere in front of the mirror other than infinity, then the position of the image will be always between the focus and the pole, the size of the image is always diminished, and nature of the image formed is always virtual and upright. So this much for this particular video. Thank you so much.